Welcome to everyone in another episode of the 3 cheapest chateaux per region in France. Today we're going to be looking into the Saint-Val-de-Loire, right in the centre there, just below Paris. Very popular area for chateaux, very renowned area. You have the Pays de Loire and the Saint-Val-de-Loire, which accumulate to make almost the Loire Valley, so to speak. And everyone knows the Loire Valley is like chateau land. So let's have a look on the actual properties here. As I mentioned in the other videos, these are chateau-esque properties, let's say, because we're looking down the bottom end of the market at the cheaper properties. I can't guarantee they are necessarily officially chateaus. There might be manor houses that look like chateaus, there might be maison bourgeois that looks like chateaus, but very much, as far as I can tell, they are chateaus, or let's say they should be classed as, who knows. But literally, the 3 cheapest ones I found on the books this time of year, July 2024. So let's have a look at them. The 3 cheapest ones, starting at the top, the most expensive of the 3, and working down. So here is the first one, quickly loading up here. This property is situated in L'Île Bouchard, which I'll quickly show where it is. There you go. So we have Angers here, Poitiers here, and Le Mans here. So in that sort of triangle or square. What's that there? That's Tours in the corner there. So in that general area. We'll have a closer look a bit later. But let's have a look at the chateau to start with. This chateau is on the market at 795,000 euros. 700 metres square livable space, which is probably about 7,500 square feet, something like that. 20 rooms, 14 bedrooms, and 4.2 hectares. 4.2 hectares, 4 hectares is 10 acres, plus a bit, let's say 11 acres, something like that. So, actually here, let's see what they say, and in particularly, it's actually broken down. There's actually 9 bedrooms with shower rooms and toilets, 3 bedrooms with a shower room, large kitchen, large reception room, separate apartment, a workshop, 2 large loft areas. It also has its own water supply with a well of 25 metres deep. They've actually put down there Agence s'abstenir, which is a French term for get lost agencies. So basically it's a private advert. So let's have a look at the photos here. Right, so quite a substantial building, Loire Valley style. Not my kind of chateau, if you know what I mean. Obviously horses for courses, as I say, but it looks in good clean order. I actually prefer that photo there. If we could actually, I don't know, Photoshop those trees maybe. No, I don't want to cut down trees. Never cut down trees unless you really have to. I wouldn't show the dog in a photo because that gives off bad signs. A bit of sculpture in the garden there. Woodland garden. Okay, here we go. Right, looking at the inside here, looks clean and tidy. I think they're a bit of an antique shop maniac type people. Paintings all over the walls, bit of antiques all over the place. Quite often happens with chateau owners, obviously. Well, if you like old stuff, you like old stuff, don't you? Another view outside, another view of the outside, another view of the outside. Oh, here we go. Admittedly, this is a private sale. This apparently is the kitchen, because there's a sink there. And that's the dining room table. So I imagine they just like huddle around this end here and have like a couple of plates. There's the actual corridor. I'm guessing that's on the first floor. You got a shed. Oh, back to the lounge. Doesn't it annoy you when you actually have these people, this is a private vendor, but even agencies, where they jump from the outside to the bedroom, down to the kitchen, to the outside again, to the workshop, to the loft, down to the cellar, up to the lounge. Why can't they just put the photos in a logical order? Imagine that's the entrance hall. There you go, there's a kitchen. So they've got 2 kitchens there. Bit cheap and cheerful, if you ask me. Oh, and that's it. Okay, there you go. So lots of photos outside, not many inside. Looks fairly clean and tidy. The actual roof looks in reasonable order. Slate roof. Windows, hard to say on that one. I'm trying to find it. on the few inside photos we have. Looking at, I'm guessing that's single glaze, looking at the size of those panes there, and the fact we can see the locket system here. So it's probably the original windows, single glaze there. Heating system, there's a radiator there. That looks like an electric radiator. That's an oil-fired one. See the pipes going up here. So mixed match of heating. Can't really tell you much more about it. Looks nice. But admittedly, if you're actually looking for a property from abroad and you see something like this and it takes your fancy, do you want to spend a few grand and actually come over and see it on the off chance it might not be what you're looking for? Especially if you come over too, that's like 4 or 5 grand. If I was you, I'd bring a consultant onto this and actually get them to go out and have a look at it for you. So you guessed. So check out the video linked at the top here, explaining how the services I can provide to help you get an initial checkout of a property. Let's see what you think. Me personally, it's not my sort of property. It looks in good order, all very clean and tidy. Just don't particularly like the style, but that's personal. And this is situated though, as I mentioned, between Poitiers, Angers and Le Mans earlier. Just out there's the village of L'Île de Bouchard, so you've got the Vienne River there. And if you actually go to the satellite shot, there you go, there's the, well, I imagine that's probably L'Île de Bouchard, and the villages around it are named after it. And the chateau itself is down here. There you go. So a few houses around it, no overlooking neighbours. Apparently there's another chateau here as well. When you get into the Loire Valley, you do get lots of chateaus. Or is that the chateau? I don't know. There you go, there's the chateau. That's a neighbouring chateau. That's like a big posh house, which was no doubt the outbuildings to that chateau, which is now converted. And here you have another chateau. And if I remember properly, there's 2 or 3 other chateaus in the village. But this is the Loire Valley, as I mentioned. So, on to the next one. Don't know if you can hear that. That's my neighbouring donkey crying its heart out. Anyway, on to the next one. This property here, this is in the Grotte-Perche, or Grotte-Perche maybe, in the Department 41. 366 metres square livable space, so coming on for 4,000 square foot. 15 rooms, 10 bedrooms, and 2 hectares of land, with 5 acres of land. Asking price is 795. Did I mention asking price in that other one? The asking price of that one was 795 as well. If you ask me though, if it was me, between the 2 of them, well, actually talking about areas and like that, just the actual building itself, I'll go for this one. I like the quirky side when there's a bit there and a bit there and a bit there. If it's all very square and very organised, don't find it interesting myself. But now, you've got the actual garden area there. Like I said, there's actually 2 hectares here, so 5 acres. Property dates from 1648. And as I mentioned, 366 metres square, 15 rooms, 10 bedrooms. That's 15 rooms, thus 10 bedrooms. Let's have a look at the photos. So I'm guessing these outbuildings are with it. There's a fairly main road, gated entrance. Okay, looks fairly classical. Another shot there. This will be the entrance hall, I'm guessing. Quite classical, the black and white damier, as they call them, which is actually the checkerboard effect. That's the dining room. Never would have guessed, have you? Got a dining room table in there. All looks very clean and tidy. This what the French call taupe, which is moleskin paint colour, is very popular about, I don't know, 10 years ago. I'm guessing that's the second dining room. There's your library, and it has got real books. Little wood burner in there. All the floors look decent. That'll be a bedroom by the guess of it. And you see here, running down there, Once again, as quite often in the chateaus we find, it's actually the central heating was added. Obviously the chateaus date for several hundred years, and the central heating tents came in probably about the 1950s onwards. And so in the early days these are actually cast iron pipes or steel pipes which are added in. Doesn't worry me personally. I reckon it's not the most cost effective, but it's certainly, I like the aesthetics of it myself. Floors look good. On the windows here, hard to say whether it's double glazed or single glazed. Let's have a look at one of the other photos. Oh, here you go, see a good one. Okay, it's got these old latches like this, which are actually the ones you actually have to lift up and turn around like the shutter latches. I'm guessing it's single glazed, but don't hold me to that. But all looks very clean and tidy. Lots of details there. They're modernish radiators from central heating there, so it has been upkept. Looking at the roof here, I don't know if you can actually see this actual coloration on the video, but that's a sign there's been replaced slates, which A is good because they mean they've actually taken care of the upkeep of the roof, but B isn't necessarily good because, well, if they've actually had to replace that bit, what's the rest like? It might be a storm damage, might be a branch or something like that hit the thing and just damage that part and they've repaired it, or it might be the rest of the roof is getting tired. For once we've actually got an aerial shot, and we've actually got a cadastral plan shot here, land registry plan, which is a nice detail if you ask me. When I look at properties, that is good. You can actually see very simply what the land is, where the limits are, etc, etc. Why more French agents don't do this, I don't know. And then we're back to the staircase. Like I said, always chopping and changing these agents. It looks like a bedroom, sorry, it looks like a bathroom down there. There's a toilet. Another bedroom. That's probably the same bedroom. Oh no, it's not the same bedroom, because look, it's got a bed end here. And there's no bed in there, so that's a different bedroom. Another corridor. Another corridor. Well, it's got a sink there. So it's probably the end of the corridor. I'm guessing that'll be the library, so earlier given onto the lounge. An office room, and it looks like he's a Star Wars fan by the looks of it, by the models there. Not too sure what those vehicles are. I like Star Wars, but I'm not a fan. Down in the cellar room, I'm guessing, or actually, I remember seeing a photo. There's like a potting area, so it might be that we can see. But certainly, all very clean and tidy, and that's on €795,000, the same as the other one. This one here, we don't really know what the inside is like, but this one we see in the photo is all very clean and tidy and presentable. Where is it situated? Well, here you go. This is the actual map of France. So between Le Mans and Paris. Let's zoom in a bit. Châteaudun, Le Ferté-Bernard, Le Gros-Perché, which is the closest small town. We're at a satellite shot now. There you go. There's the property there. So remember right from the actual, cadastral plan, it's all that land going up there, like that's in a point. So there's the chateau itself. Outbuildings. I think these outbuildings belong to someone else. Basically, I don't even see that line there, but I imagine that's where the actual limit of the property is. So certainly, nice family-sized chateau, €795,000, right on the actual border. There you see, here's the Loire Share, and there's the Eure-et-Loir. So literally on the county border, across the road, you're somewhere else in France. Nice looking place, good countryside around it, good condition, just under the 800,000. As I always say in these videos, what can you get in your area for 800,000? Don't think you get one like that, can you? But anyhow, on to the final one, which is the cheapest property I've found in the Centre Val de Loire region. Cheapest chateau type property on the books at the moment. Let's have a look at it. How about that? It doesn't actually look like much, but wait till you see the price. This is actually on the agency's own website, and they have a bit of a stupid thing going on, whereas this photo is good when it's sized up. But look at the others. That's a good one. That's the other side of the place. Then it all comes down to these sizes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. It's an automatic scrolling site, but we have bigger photos. So let's go back to the main one to start with. Looking at the file, you've got this building here. That's the main chateau itself. That building there and that building there. And I believe there's one down here as well. And as you can see, that's the back of it. Another shot from the back. This is inside. So it's a complete renovation job, admittedly. But if you haven't seen it already, wait until I tell you the price. That's down in the cellar thing. Down in the cellars is the old sculleries, and they are usually the worst rooms where most of the stuff is. So don't worry too much on the photo. I think it's trying to be more arty-farty as opposed to estate agency, whatever. Okay, so looking at these photos, yes, there's a lot of work to be done there. Like I said, if you haven't seen it already, wait until I tell you the price. Outbuildings there. Outbuildings again. That's the loft area. Admittedly, on this loft area, these timbers look very new. I wouldn't be surprised if it hasn't got a new roof on there. What we don't know though is whether that's the main chateau or whether it's one of the outbuildings. And coming back to the details, well, literally you have 25 rooms, 12 of which are bedrooms, 450 metres square. I'm guessing the 450 metres square, or the 5,000 square foot roughly, is the actual chateau itself, plus the outbuildings. 2.25 hours from Paris, and complete renovation job admittedly. Land space, we've actually got just over a hectare, so you're coming on for 3 acres. And it's a village situation, and the thing is, the price, no, I won't tell you. If you've seen it, you've seen it. That's what that was, I think. If you've seen this, you can't forget it. Here you go, this is where the property is. So there's Paris. What's that town? There's Bourges. Châteauroux. Tours. I know it says this property is in Méhin-sur-Yver over here. It's not, it's actually in Lury-sur-Arnon. So you've got the river coming down here, and the chateau is just there. It says it has land down to the river, so I imagine it sort of goes like that sort of thing, something like that. And if we go to the satellite shot, here you go, this is it here. So I guess, and this is guessing, that obviously that's the chateau, that's the outbuilding, that bit around there. You might even have this square here, this big square thing here. And I don't know if we've actually got street view there, so look. Not that you can actually see a great deal of the actual chateau. But how about that for that feature? You've got the old village or town gate just there. That is the actual building there. If I actually go back, where am I? That's the tower. That's the end of the colombage or half timbered barn there. So certainly a project and a half. And price wise, we're talking €238,500. Not even 250,000. You're going to get 250,000 euros if you're offered the full asking price and the notary fees included. And the roof looks good. Okay, renovation job, but definitely, what would that cost near you? Lovely area in a village with a river on a river frontage, 2.5 acres or 3 acres of land. Definite project if you ask me. Want to keep in the books. But, so there you go, my roundup of the 3 cheapest chateaux on the market in July 2024 in the Centre-Val de Loire region of France. If you found this helpful, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe and bell buttons down there. We've got other videos coming out about similar things, well, about the cheapest chateaux in different regions and about a whole load of other things. So click like and subscribe and the bell and all that stuff. And if you found it really helpful, you can even buy me a coffee with the QR code I put up here and in the description as well. just makes it feel like I'm actually worthy. Anyway, speak to you soon. Bye.